right, great job, 10 for 10. So the idea with the penny drill is what? That when we're putting, that when you missed the hole before, it would look a little something like that. But with the penny, you can see how even if we missed the penny there, these balls will still more than likely go in. So most of your balls rolled right directly over the penny. So obviously that's going to be pretty good to make it each and every time. So that's exactly what we're looking for, because we never miss the penny that much during any of our drills. Perfect. All right, so this is a variation of our gate drill. This is just the penny drill right there in front of us. We just got it on our starting line. We roll it over that penny. We can hear it hit the penny. We know if we're hitting it correctly. All right, so how many have you gotten so far?
That was only like 15, slightly worse with the 60 degree.
Okay, so and then with the sand wedge, what'd you get?
20, those are out of 30.
20 out of 30, okay, beautiful. So sand wedge, lob wedge, perfect. Then eventually we'll get our gap wedge in a couple weeks and be working on that, but just being able to hit that target. So is it easier to hit with the sand wedge or lob wedge?
I think it is with the sand wedge.
Okay, why would that be? What do you think?
Well, I mean, the loft, if it goes lower, then it's easier to hit.
It's easier to hit the target, absolutely. So working our ladder progression drill. We've got shafts or alignment sticks. First one starts at 4 yards, then it's 2 feet apart. It's a 50 ball test. We've got to get 2 balls in each one before we move up the ladder. So if we did it perfect, the perfect score would be 25. So Jared and Maverick, what do you think would be a good score for this?
12 would be super good.
12 would be super good, okay? Pretty hard, pretty difficult. What we found is we got all that room, the 2 foot area, and we keep on hitting the shafts when we hit it. So it's a little bit harder than expected. All right, so trying to get 12, got to hit our last 4 shots into number 1. Can it be done? There's the first one. There's the second one. Can it hit
Gotta go to number 2 now.
into number 2? That one's good. Too easy.
Yes, sir. It's 12.
All right, get the last one for 12 and a half. All right, so still at 12. So now you have a new mark. So next time you practice, going to try to get more than 12.
Come on, 15.
All right, Jared's on his last 3 shots here. He's at 14 and a half so far. There's 15. Can he get 16? Oh, can he get 15 and a half? Here it is, 15 and a half. Good work, sir. All right, so just did our 50 ball ladder test with the chipping. So Jared, I think you probably always hit the nail on the head with this. What's the most important part of short game?
Where the ball lands.
Where the ball lands, absolutely. So Maverick, your first couple times through, I know you've done this a little bit in practice already, but today was 12. Okay, so 12 up the ladder. So you got to get 2 in each one, and then you can move up. Once you get to the top, you start over again. And Jared, what was your total again?
15 and a half.
15 and a half, okay? So now you have benchmarks, so that's always gonna be what we try to beat going forward. The next phase of this, we'll start adding some height control to this as well. But for this week, it's gonna be focusing on landing on the spot. Anything else you wanna add to that, Jared?
Yeah, so just kind of put this in context. Whenever myself is hitting a chip shot or a pitch shot onto the green, I'm always looking at the first yard on the green, because that's the the closest point that I can get the ball on the ground, which is very, very important. So if we're trying to hit these shots into a 2-foot margin, you know, that 3-foot margin, 4-foot margin on the green is going to be even bigger because our target's so small here. So getting the ball to land, you know, a 2-foot margin is going to be very important when you're actually on the course and trying to get the ball to go where you want it to.
All right, so Maverick, I know you had a great round this past weekend. So did you already put some of this into play, picking out your target and making sure we're okay?
I did. Even on putting, we picking that small target in front of the hole instead of the hole itself, trying to roll it over that small target. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I know you've been put in the work. So you know, putting that small penny, just having that mindset of small target, small miss. So same thing here. We got a 2-foot wide target area, trying to get the ball to land. Anything else either of you guys want to add to that? All right, perfect. Thank you. Attack angle was 0.2. Launch angle was 13.1. All right, 267 carry, 2293 spin. So let's try to get that attack angle up even a little bit more. All right, so let's keep that exaggeration with the tilt back. So go ahead and set up. Yep, left hips forward, heads back a little bit more. A little bit more with the head, a little bit more with the head. All right, now try to get the head back there and go for it. All right, so now let's look at the difference of the attack angle, okay? So 2.3, club head speed 105, okay? Lots of spin, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we didn't quite get what we wanted, but that's more of the path or the attack angle.
On the heel,
okay?
To be where the spin's coming from.
Yep, that will make sense. All right, so not as exaggerated as we were on that first one. That's why that wasn't up as much. That's closer. But I want you back, leaning back even a little bit more. Okay, so compare this one right here to the one previously where we really exaggerated it, and the launch angle is like plus 0.4. So look at the difference of the head here. I told you more back, more back. So see that big difference? All right, so I know you're a good enough athlete. Today, the main focus is trying to get that head back more. So when we do that, we're going to eventually find the center of the club face because you're a good athlete. But look how much more that head's back right there. Okay? So let's just work on that for the next few swings. What I want up to the top and stop. Okay, hips more forward. Okay, from there, go ahead and swing it. Top and stop. Hips more forward. Okay, all right, go forward. So what do you notice when we put those hips on forward?
I notice a stretch.
A stretch?
Off, yeah, in my
Okay.
body.
Now, how
Down
about...
the hamstring and down the left glute.
Good. Does the ball go left when you do that?
No.
Okay. All right, let's try it a couple more
Spin
times.
going right.
Yep. There we go. Go for it. Head back a little bit more. Okay. All right, go for it. Okay. It's almost impossible for that ball to go to the left when we do that, right? So check it out here. So that's a big change right there. Of course, this is exaggerated, but that's going to be the feeling. And notice that head's back more. Okay. It's got all that lag actually coming into it. And that's why that attack angle is a little bit low. But that's the idea. It's closer. A lot closer. I definitely like where the head's back more. Hips are forward. Okay. Good. All right. So let's get a little groove going here. Let's hit 5 or 6 push-ups. All right, so we have our 4 different targets here. They're about 4x4. We had to hit it in the air. One's at 15, one's at 20, 25, and 30. So same thing, 50 ball test, seeing how many we can get. Maverick said his goal was 10. Coach Jared said his goal was 12. So again, got to hit it 2 times each in the air before we can move on to the next one. So that's our goal. Jared, how many at right now? 9, okay. Maverick, how many at right now?
I'm working on 8.
Working on 8, okay. So Mackenzie, what do you think? Will you be better than these guys one day?
Yeah.
Absolutely, right?
They'll be old chunks by the time I'm a golfer.
I love it, Mackenzie. Thank you so much. Jared, you're at what number now?
10.5.
10.5. Last ball. Can he get 11? Got it. Beautiful. And your goal was?
12.
12. Okay, pretty doggone close. Maverick, what number you on?
Working on 8.
Still working on 8. That's a 30-yard shot to a 4x4 target is actually pretty doggone tough. There it is. Oh, just over. That's 9. Just short. So goal was 10 and we got what? Got 9. All right, so close to expectations. So what do y'all think about that that exercise there?
I think I need to work on it.
Think you need to work on it?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's why we're here, right? So we're gonna have a world-class short game for both of you by the end of summer. So what you want to add to that, Jared?
Yeah, just like the chipping, really focusing on where the ball lands. These are your standard pitch shots. These are par 5 pitch shots when you're close to the green. These are your get up and down on the par 4 when you've hit a shot out of play on one of your other shots. So just, once we mix the height control in this as well, so controlling how far the ball rolls. But again, the most important part is where the ball actually lands or hits the ground.
Because once it hits the ground, we can predict how it's going to roll out from there, right? So we'll start working on spin control and all that. First couple weeks is just going to be all hitting your target first, and then we'll start working on height control and spin control.
For the chunk and run, do you just close the club or square the club face up? Or just hit the chunk?
So it's all about follow through. So that's how I do it. If you want the ball to come out lower and roll more, then finish with the hands lower. Yeah, kind of like that. Yep. Like that. Just like that. Beautiful. So I always say the way the club finishes is kind of like determines the height of the ball. So if you finish fast and high, it'll be spinny and high. And if you finish kind of low, and I wouldn't say slow because you always want to accelerate, right? But I feel like if you finish low and just kind of feel that lag a little bit, that's the way the ball's going to come out lower and roll a little bit more. Yep, kind of like that. Beautiful. So, and then also the firmness and, wetness of the sand kind of determines what shot you're going to hit. Yeah, if it's really fluffy, I really don't like playing the chunk and run because the club's not going to bottom out and come up as fast as the chunk and run. So the tendency is to catch a lot more dirt than you're planning on. The chunk and run out of a wet kind of compact bunker like this is a little easier, but in soft sand, I really don't like to hit that shot very much because if you miss it, then you're probably just going to chunk it.
Might not even get it out of the bunker.
Yeah. Also, in firm sand like this, you can not close the club face, but not have the club face so open. You can hit the chunk and run that way. But you just got to be careful if it's soft sand and that club's going to start or try to dig. Yep. So yeah, so hit one with almost a square club face. And just do almost like you're hitting a little low pitch shot. So the backswing is going to be a little shorter and the forward swing is going to be a little shorter, but it's almost just like a chunky pitch shot. Yep, like that. Yep. So let's change it up. Let's hit the high spinner. Let's just, so when we go back on the video, we can kind of see the difference between the two. So really same thing with all short game shots here is, you know, we're looking at where we want the ball to land. We've got a good probably 30 feet here between the fringe and the flag that you can kind of hit the ball. So if we're looking at early green and hit the chunk and run, so yeah. So let's hit the chunk and run. Then I'm gonna put a mark down and see if you can hit it over the mark. So obviously talking a lot about a landing area. We're trying to land the ball here, you know, probably 10 feet on the green, and then let the ball roll to the hole. So we're going to chunk and run here. You can see this white tee and the flag. So we've got about 30 feet of roll. So like to give ourselves enough room. Like to give yourself enough room to, you know, if you err out of the bunker, even if it comes up short, it's still going to come onto the green. So that was right on it. Pretty close. So you can square that club face just a little more or finish a little lower. Pretty good. So let's vary it. So let's just do like a standard kind of mid. So we're gonna move this tee about 10 feet farther forward. So now we got about a 20-foot carry and then another probably 15 feet to the flag. Right on it. Beautiful. Yep. Hit probably two more like that and then we'll hit the high spinner. Okay, we got our tee here. That's pretty close. Yep, pretty close. So one more. Yep, really good, right, almost on the tee. All right, so now we're gonna change the landing area again. And the wet bunker's a little easier to hit the spinning shot out of because the surface is so firm. So you got about 6 feet of leeway here. All right, the spinning shot, we're gonna have a higher finish. The club face is gonna be more open. You're gonna be more outside to in than maybe just a normal bunker shot. And then you gotta put a little bit of speed into it and finish with the club head high in the air. Pretty good. That rolled about 4 feet after it hit. The closer you can make contact to the golf ball, the more spin you're gonna put on it. So like when you watch the pros or listen to the pros and they hit the shot and you hear the click, that's the club face actually touching the ball. Like that. Good shot. Wow. That's another one. Yep. Very nice. So one more. It's gonna roll a little bit more. Yep. You can tell the difference between those shots. That one just a little.
First one I really clipped it.
Yep.
Clipped the ball. The other two hit behind it a little bit.
All right, so Mr. Mavrick, we talked about this briefly when we first started, but just kind of want to go over it again, just how we're going to guarantee our results, okay? So we talked about on the ride back from Charlotte and a little bit on the ride up to Charlotte, but how we need to win every day. So that's our goal and our process. So what we're going to do is we're working with 90 days, so which is a little more than 12 weeks, okay? So what we're going to do is break it down into 3 parts. So we've got month 1, or I should say, yeah, month 1, month 2, and month 3. All right.
What do you need?
So then we're going to break it down into each week. Okay. So now there are, in each month there are 4 weeks, And in each week, there are 7 days. Okay? So what we're going to do is at the end of the 7 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, each day we're going to do a 3 to 5 minute review of the day, right? So just go back and see what we did good, what we did bad, what we need to improve on. So each and every day we're going to do that routine for all 7 days, or all 6 days. And then on the 7th day, we're going to look back at the entire week. We're going to spend 10 to 15 minutes just processing the week, seeing what's good, what's bad, what we need to improve, what we liked and what we didn't like. So that's going to be our goal, okay? So that's how we condense 1 week. So after we do that, we're going to repeat the process for the next week, so the next 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, so at month 1, we're going to spend about 30 to 45 minutes looking at the entire month. So just going back, reviewing our practice plan, our goal setting, see if we reach those goals, see if the goals are attainable, see if maybe they're unrealistic. But we're going to each and every week set our goals for the week. So that's why we keep on talking about the goals with our short game shots, our full swing stuff. So spend 30 to 45 minutes with that at the end of the month, okay? About halfway through, so about 8 weeks into it. So this is the first 4 weeks, the second 4 weeks. So 8 weeks in, we'll do another review just like this. We're going to repeat this whole process for the next month. But 8 weeks in, we're going to really look out and see, okay, where we are and where we need to be. And this, we're going to spend 45 minutes to 1 hour to review everything we've already done, okay? And this is how we can guarantee the results. It's going to keep us accountable for what we do in our practice, and that's how we work the whole process. So then as we get closer, and this is also going to help us set our goals for the remaining 4 weeks, okay? So hopefully by then we have a lot of these shots already mastered, and that's the goal, is to have them mastered where we can add in extra stuff. And then as you play in tournaments, you're going to find stuff, say, wait, hey, Brad, I really need work on my driver. I keep on missing the right, I'm missing the left, or under the gun, like what's happening, okay? So then the last 4 weeks is where we're really gonna focus in on our weaknesses, okay? So hopefully all these have become strengths in the first 8 weeks, and then the last 4 weeks, we're gonna work on our weaknesses so that we don't have those big blow-up holes. Our goal is gonna be no double bogeys when we play. So we gotta have that mindset, okay? So that's gonna be our goal when we play, no double bogeys, because as you already know, when you make big numbers, they're really hard to recover from. And by this time, you're gonna be making hopefully 5 to 6 birdies per round. And if we have this, then, and no doubles, that's how we're gonna get our scoring average to go way down. So I know we had a great round this past weekend, super proud of you. We're gonna keep on working on our pre-shot routine, getting a little bit quicker, and then working on the process each and every week, okay? So what we need to do though, during these 7 days, during the week, we need to make sure that, okay, we have it planned out for the week in advance. So if we know we have to work 2 days, we only get 1 hour to practice, we need to make sure we know that and make that 1 hour the most valuable hour that you can make it, okay? So then when we go out there and play, or we have tournaments or travel time, we need to make sure we're going there. So any questions about that? Does this all make sense? Like what would you like to add to that?
It makes sense, and yeah, I just haven't been doing it like I should.
Okay. So this
Especially like planning out the week.
okay.
Like this week, I've worked 4 days.
Yep.
Been out of town all 4 days.
And that's going to happen. You know, life gets in the way. We know we're going to be busy, but we talked about it on the ride home too. Like, just hitting golf balls is not practice, right? Being able to go through your mind the last tournament you played, being able to go through your mind how to hit the shots, just working on your mental game, working on your focus. And that's the one thing we're going to work on as well is, you know, if we hit a bad shot, let's not get mad about it. Let's say, I hit a bad shot. Now it's on to the next shot. So going through that mental process as well is going to help us out. So this is going to be our strategy to make everything happen and get results we want. But if we're not going through this daily, say in those 3 to 5 minutes, what did I do to improve today? Then we're really not upholding our end of the bargain. So I'm going to be better, you're going to be better, and let's make sure we get this done each and every day so that at 90 days we reach that goal of being the best player we can possibly be. So 2.5 weeks in, had your career round 63 this past Saturday. Followed up with still a good round. It was a 71. You said you missed some putts where you burnt the edge, so still a good round, overall ball striking was okay during that round, or?
The final round, it was not good at all. Scored a lot better than I played, honestly.
Okay, well, that's a testament to the short game of work you've been putting in, so there's a lot to be said for that. And that's the goal. And I think we said it during our interview the other day, is even though you can hit 18 greens and go out there and play great golf, but we're not always going to hit 18 greens. So having that world-class short game is what's going to set you apart and take you to that next level. So you've gotten a lot better already, and then just the hyper focus on the short game, I think you're going to see better results. So what would be your takeaway from the past two and a half weeks?
I mean, like you said, short game, but the biggest thing that made the difference for me last weekend was, and I said it over again, is putting to that small target, because I made a lot of putts from 6 to 12 feet, and some of them were for par and a bunch of them were for birdie. So putting to a small target was definitely a change in mindset for me that helped.
Okay, good. Yes. So we've said it a million times, with small target, small miss, being able to hit that shot when you want to, and have that hyper focus on that very small target. So Jared probably says it more than I ever say it, but being able to hit your target consistently is probably the most important thing in golf. So whether it be a short game shot from 5 yards away or 35 yards away, if you can't hit it in a small area and be consistent with it, you're never going to become the most consistent player that you can be.
I think lag putting as well, those drills we've done, not having 3 and 4 feet coming back every time, from a 20 or 30 footer is pretty nice.
Yeah, for sure. It's nice to have a tap in, and just having that fine tune of your speed control. Because outside of 10 feet, we're not going to make many putts. The tour average from 8 feet is only 50% or so. Yeah. So if we can lag it up close and not have that knee knocker 3-footer for par,
keep momentum going.
Keep momentum going, that's right. So the one thing on the golf course, you have a 3-putt that just changes your whole mindset. And I'm sure you've experienced that before. I know I certainly have. You have that 3-putt and you get frustrated, and then just the mistakes compound on each other. So, no, I'm super proud of your progress, what you've done so far, and again, looking forward to the next part of this journey. So Jared, you've been going on the practice journey with Mavrick as well, trying to improve your game, get back into playing some tournament rounds. So you actually played in a tournament this past weekend as well, or this past week. So let's hear a little bit about that and your thoughts.
So had my first competitive round since October, a few days ago. I've actually hit probably more golf balls in the last 2 weeks than I've hit in the last 6 months. So just working with Mavrick and going through the process and staying accountable with each other. Went out, played a tournament, had low expectations because I'm kind of haven't been playing golf at all for a while. And, played tournament golf, shot 75 with a 10 on my scorecard. So the 2 bad swings where my hit balls out of play on the same hole were a result of some of the stuff that we have been working on and I've been practicing. So I really wasn't, angry about the actual shots. They just kind of happened at the wrong time. So, I moved on. It was only on the 5th hole, so I pressed and kept on, fighting and firing at pins all the way through the rest of the round. Missed some greens after that because I was really getting aggressive, but on the back 9, or the whole round, I got up and down 7 of 9 times inside of 30 yards.
That's impressive.
And I only had 11 putts on the back 9. So I was able to, kind of keep the foot on the gas, got back into the mix, ended up tied for 3rd, and just really happy with the 17 holes of golf that I played well.
So one bad hole was a par 5, hit 2 out of bounds?
Hit 1 out of bounds, and the next one was almost out of bounds in the same spot, and then I probably got a little ahead of myself mentally, hit a couple poor shots into the green, and then a 3-putt, which is very, very rare for me. But I think that was more mental than anything, so I'm going to go with that. So I got to strengthen my middle game a little bit when I do have some of those bad shots. But it was a good round, and I'm excited to keep growing, keep the journey going, and playing better golf.
More better golf. Great.
More better golf.
More better golf. That's a great way to state it. And I think you hit the nail on the head. Anytime you haven't played in a tournament for a long time, those mental mistakes will happen. Especially, I like the fact that you said you didn't get upset about it, because you're working on a swing change, and you know that swing change is going to help you out in the long run. So you're not just looking at short term and this tournament only. You know that it's a long process, and that you have to put in the work and the grind in order to make those changes happen. So yeah, very proud of both of you guys to see your progress. So again, looking forward to both of your journeys as you go forward. I'm glad you have each other to push each other, and hopefully we can all learn and experiment and grow together with this.
Yeah, excited.
All right.